All right, today we're going to take a look at creating a couple of templates. The templates will contain our title block. We're going to make one for when we draw inch drawings and one for when we draw metric drawings. Now we're going to go over some commands that are ahead of where we are. In the book they don't make the title block until much later, but I'd like to start now so that we can use the title block and get used to it. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use a template. Okay, now templates have settings for what we may need for our drawings. So you'll see there's a bunch of templates here. Okay, so I'm going to go here to where it says use a template. I'm going to open up a template. Okay, now the two that I'm going to worry about, one is ACAD.DWT, which is a standard AutoCAD Imperial, which means inches or feet and inches drawing template. The other one we're going to use is ACAD ISO, which is the same thing except it is in millimeters. Alright, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to ACAD.DWT and I'm going to pick OK. Now it's going to open that up. Now AutoCAD is smart enough to know that I don't want to draw over that. So you'll see that up here, let me close this because I didn't want this open. Okay, up here, it doesn't open up ACAD DWT. It takes and says, okay, that's drawing number one. Okay, when we create drawings, okay, there's two places that we're going to draw. One's called model space. That is where we're at here. It's the black background and it may or may not have the grid depending on what we want it to do. Okay, down on the bottom left hand corner you'll see three tabs. Okay, model means you're in model space, and then there's layout. If we click on layout, now this is called paper space. Okay, right now you'll see there's a white area and then there's the grid here. Okay, what they do here is they take a piece of paper, which is our white spot, and they cut a hole in it. Okay, and on the other side of that hole is model space. So if I go here in model space, okay, and I draw a circle, okay, that's in model space. If I go to paper space now and double click in there and I type zoom all, okay, there you'll see the circle. Okay, so again, I have a piece of paper here, I've cut a hole in it, a rectangle, and on the other side I can see that circle. Alright, so we always draw, I'm going to delete this, we draw in model space, we print it out in paper space. Okay, so we're going to start in model space and we're going to draw our title block. Alright, now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create some layers. Now layers allow us to draw and remove different parts. So we're going to go up here, right here to where it says layer properties. Now if you ever open up this AutoCAD and you see a different layout up here like this, okay, that means that someone was drawing down here where it says workspace, they were using a 3D modeling. We want to make sure that we're always on drafting and annotation. So if I click on this up arrow, make sure that you have a check mark on drawing and annotation. That's what we're going to be doing for this particular class. We're going to create some layers. Again, we will talk about layers in the future, but for right now this will suffice. So I'm going to go up here where it says layer properties and I'm going to click on it. Okay, that will give me my layer box, and by default there is one layer. It's layer 0. Okay, you'll see a bunch of different icons up here. Right here, this little light bulb turns it on and off. This little sun freezes it or unfreezes it. The little lock locks it. This is whether it prints. This is what color we're going to draw on, and this is the line type. So if I go up here, you'll see a little stack of papers, maybe with an asterisk here. That's going to make a new layer. I'm going to click on new layer. You'll see it's called layer 1 and it's blue. So I can just start typing. So I'm going to put in this border. I'm going to click new again. I'm going to call this construction. I'm going to click new again. I'm going to call this title block. Click new one more time. And I'm going to call this, now it jumped down to here, so I'm going to go to layer and just barely click on it, and I'm going to call this title text. Okay, so here are my layers. If I go here, get a little double arrow there, I can open this up so I can see all the lettering. Sure. Okay. Alright. Now a couple I'm going to change the thickness and the color. So here under border, I'm going to go over here to line weight and I'm going to click on it. Now here's my different line weights. And I'm going to make this 40 millimeters. Now it doesn't matter whether we're in inches or millimeters, this comes out millimeters. So I'll make that 40 millimeters. And I'm also going to make this one called title block 40 millimeters. And you'll see that now up on my layer properties that I have those thicknesses. Okay. I'm going to go here and for instruction, I'm going to click right here where it says white for color. And I'm going to make that red so it stands out a little bit so I know that I'm on the correct color. Now I'm also going to go here to title text and I'm just going to change that to a different color. I'm going to make it green just so I can tell which one I'm on. Okay. Now right now you'll see a green check mark on 0. That means that if we start drawing, everything we draw will be on layer 0. We're going to change that by double clicking on title block. Now you'll see that the check mark is on title block. So that is our current layer. Go up here and close this, and now you'll see up here, here's our title block. If I hit my little down arrow, there's all my layers. Okay, whichever one I want current, or it means I draw on it. Say I wanted to draw the title text, I would click there on title text. Okay, here I go on construction. Again, here I could turn it on or off. Alright, so we created our layers. Now we want to make sure that we are on title block. Now I'm going to draw some lines, and I'm going to start with the line command. Now I'm just going to pick a spot, doesn't matter where I'm going to pick it. I'm going to pick here. Now I get the rubber band. I'm going to put my F8 on. F8 puts ortho mode on, which means I can draw horizontally or vertically. Okay, all the lines I'm drawing for this are either going to be horizontal or vertical. So I'm going to draw this, and that'll be the first rectangle on your drawing sheet. Okay, and I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to drag it, and I can type in the distance 1.5. I can then go up 1.5. I go over 1.5, and I can go down and click right there. Okay, so I had the first part drawn. Okay, I'm going to draw the next portion, so I'm going to zoom up on this a little bit, and I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to go here from this endpoint using our object snaps. I'm going to drag it this way, and that is 2.5, and then I'm going to hit enter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset this, which means I'm going to copy it at a distance, either up or down or left or right. Okay, that is up here. It's the two little maybe U's or whatever you want to call them. I'm going to pick offset. Now the first thing it wants to know is the offset distance. Okay, this distance is 0.3. I'm going to type and I'm going to click down. Okay, then I'm going to pick the line and move it down. Pick the line, move it down. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3 spots here. Now I need another line over here. So I can draw a line from this endpoint over. 2.5, and then draw it up to the endpoint of here, and then enter. Alright, so now I have my next part. Okay, I'm going to go into the line command again. I'm going to click at this endpoint and I'm going to go over 4 inches. Okay, now I'm going to offset those, and I'm going to offset right there. I'll set 0.3. This line up. I'm going to offset 0.3 again. Okay, then I'm going to hit the escape key and hit enter to go back in it. Now this one I'm going to do 0.5. Hit enter. This line up, and then I'll just draw a line from here over to here, and that is going to be 4 inches, and then I'll connect these guys. Okay, so there is the outline of my title block. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some construction lines so it makes it easy so we can line up our text. Okay, so I'm going to use the offset command. Now I'm going to go here and I'm going to change my current layer to construction. Now see if I draw a line. I'm going to go here to line. It is now red, okay, because it is on the construction layer. Okay, I'm going to delete that. Okay, now I want to draw a line from this point here over 0.1. So I'm going to go to offset, and I'm going to go over 0.1. I'm going to pick this line and then drag it to the right. Now you'll notice, I'm going to hit escape, that that line is white. If I click on it, you'll see that the current layer that's on is title block. When I offset, it's going to take that whatever that line is and keep it the same. So I'm going to highlight it, so I'm in title block, and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to change it to construction. Okay, I'm going to take and I'm going to offset this line right here down, so I'm going to offset this 0.05, and I'm going to go down to there. I'm going to change that to construction. Okay, I'm going to take and I'm going to offset, okay, this line here over 0.1. From here I'm going to offset 0.1, take this guy here, drag it over there. I'm going to change that. I'm going to escape. I'm going to change that to the construction layer. Okay, now I'm going to trim this guy off here because I don't need it all the way up there. I'm going to trim that guy there. Okay, I just need to draw a couple more lines. I'm going to draw one down here that's off 0.050. So I'm going to go up to offset. Okay, and that distance is going to be 0.05. Take this guy, go down there. I'll change that to the construction layer. Okay, so that should allow us to set up our text. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to change my current layer to title text. Now I have 3 different text sizes. I'm going to have a text here that's going to be our name, check by, date, scale, all that, title, and that's going to be 0.125, an eighth of an inch. Okay, an eighth of an inch is our default size of any text that we do on a drawing. Though I'm going to have a bigger piece of text up here, okay, for the Camden County College, and that's going to be 0.1875 or 0.187. And then I have a smaller text over here that is 0.075 for our tolerance block. So I'm going to go up here to where it says annotate. Down here you'll see text. You'll see a little arrow over here. I'm going to click on that arrow, and that's text style. Okay, right now we have a standard text style, we have annotative, that'll be later. Okay, I'm going to make a new text style, and I'm going to call this Title 1. I'm going to pick OK. Now here's Title 1 to make sure it's highlighted. Okay, the font is Arial. Okay, the height of that is 0.125. Okay, the width factor, everything is still the same. I'm going to pick Apply. I'm going to pick another new one, and I'm going to call this Title 2. I'm going to pick OK. I'm going to highlight that. Now that is 0.075, and I'm going to make it so the width factor, this is the width of each character. I'm going to make it 3/4 of the normal size so it fits better. I'm going to make that width factor 0.75. Pick OK, or Apply, excuse me. I'm going to pick New. This will be Title 3. Make sure it's highlighted. This is going to be 0.187, and again the width factor of 0.75. I'm going to pick Apply, and then I can pick Close. Now if you look up here, okay, you'll see this is the title, the annotative standard Title 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to change this to Title 1. That's what we're going to work with first. Over here you'll see multi-line text. I'm going to click on multi-line text. Okay, you'll see a cursor like that. Now what it's asking me for is specify a first corner. It's going to allow us to create a box, and it'll put our text in the box. I'm going to zoom up here. Now for that first line, I'm going to pick the endpoint of that construction line. I'm going to click on it. Now it wants a second point, but you'll notice there's other things I can set there. I can set the height, but what I want to set is I want to set the justification. Okay, so the justification tells me where it's going to justify our text. So I'm going to type in J, or I can go down here to justify, and what I want this one to be is in the middle of this, okay, in the middle of that box we make, to the left. So I'm going to type in or pick ML. Okay, now it wants the second point. I'm going to pick right there. Now we can type in our text. I'm going to put DWG by, and I'm going to put my name. Do not put my name, put your name, and then click anywhere. Okay, I'm going to do the next one. Okay, multi-line text. Okay, right here I'm going to justify, middle left. I'm going to pick this other end. I'm going to type in date, colon, and then click anywhere. Alright, so fill in the rest of the blocks. I'll fill it in and come back. Okay, I filled in the date and check by, and then I noticed right here that I left off a line. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to go to home. I'm going to change my layer to title block. Okay, and I need to offset this line here this way. So I'm going to go to offset, and that distance is 0.5. And I'm going to click from here to there. Now I need to trim that, and I'm going to trim it here to there. Okay, like that. I can also trim this guy here. Now I need to put these lines in again, or this line, so I need to go to construction. I need to go to offset. Okay, and this is 0.1. Again, I'm going to make this in the construction layer. Okay, so now since we're sitting here, I can go to annotate and I go to multi-line text. I'm going to click right here. I'm going to go J for justify, middle left. Okay, this one here, and I'm going to pick this endpoint. Excuse me. And this is DWG NO. Click anywhere. And hit enter, go back into it again here. I'm going to justify. I'm going to make middle left. Click here. And I'm going to make this scale and then click anywhere. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to put Camden County College here. Okay, and I want that centered here, so I'm going to go up to multi-line text. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to go is up here and change this to, okay, title 2, which hopefully is my 0.187. Going to multi-line text, going to click here. Okay, I'm going to go to justify. Now this one's going to be in the middle center of that block, so I'm going to pick MC, pick here, pick that line there. I'm going to type in, now looks like I picked the wrong text, so I'm going to save. Do you want to save it? I'll say no. This is going to be text 3. Okay, multi-line text, try this again, justify, middle center, probably looks a little bit better. I'm going to click this endpoint right here, and I'm going to type in Camden County College. Sure I spell it right, that works there. Now I'm going to put text here and over here, and I want that to start up here, so I'm going to go back to text number 1 for my 1A text, multi-line text. I'm going to pick this intersection of these two. Okay, now this justification is going to be top left, so I want it to be up here, so put top left. Okay, and then I can put that anywhere. It's just short, so I don't need to go the entire way. I'll just click anywhere, and this is title. Click anywhere. Okay, do the same thing over here, multi-line text. From here, justify, top left, and this is the material, MATL colon. Okay, now you'll notice that these are different colors, and this is why I make them colors, because I put them on the wrong layer. So I'm going to highlight each one of those, just the text, and I'm going to go back to home and put these on title text so I have them in the right spot. Okay, I do that all the time. I shouldn't, but I do. Let's zoom up here. Okay, and here is going to be our block tolerance. Okay, I want to make sure that I go up here and I want to change this layer to title text. I'm going to go into annotate. I'm going to go into multi-layer text. I'm going to start right here. Now I want to justify this middle center because I want that all centered. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to pick this lower right hand corner. Click there. Okay, now I forgot I need to change my title. Okay, so I'm going to change, and I could have changed it right there. So I'm going to go to title 2, multi-line text right here. I need to make sure I'm justified middle center. Click here. Alright, and I'm going to type in tolerance. Unless noted. Okay, I'm going to add a colon, and then I'm going to put decimals, or decimal. Now I'm going to put .xxx. Now I need to put a symbol here that's plus or minus. So I'm going to hit a space. Now to put a plus or minus sign, we type in the percent, and then hit P. And you'll see it changes to a plus or minus. This will be 0.005. I'll hit enter. Now I have .xx space, percent P, 0.01. Enter. I'll type in fractional, colon, or just fractional, I guess, space. Now again the percent P, 1/64. Okay, we'll change it to stack them. You can change that if you want right here. Okay, but that's fine. And then we'll put angular, and that is %P, whoops, %P plus or minus 1. Now I need a degree symbol, and that's %D. Okay, now I'll click anywhere. Okay, so now we have our title block. What I'm going to do is go here to home. Okay, I'm going to hit this down arrow. I'm going to freeze or turn off the construction layer so those red lines are gone. Okay, so now I have my title block and my text. I need one more here. Okay, and this will be the paper size. Okay, so I need to go to annotate. I need to change this back to title 1, multi-line text. I'm going to click here. I want middle center again. Okay, and then I'm going to go, let's see, click, whoops, I forgot to put justify, J for justify, MC, then the lower corner here, and then I put size, and then an A. Click anywhere. Okay, now my title block is finished. Alright, now what we have to do is we have to make a border, and we're going to put it into our model space. Okay, might be a good idea for you to save this as a temporary file for now. So I'm going to go up to File, the big A here, and I'm going to put Save. Okay, and since I never saved it before, I'm going to go to my flash drive, which I think is this USB drive, and I'm just going to call it temp title, just so in case something happens I don't lose it. Okay, what I need to do now is I've got this here, and I need to go to layout space or paper space, which is right here. Now again, you'll see my title block is right here. I can zoom up on it. Okay, I'm going to take, and I want to make sure that I'm in paper space. Okay, down here you'll see it says model. I want that to say paper. If I double click on the white spot, you'll see now it says paper. If I double click in the middle, it goes to model, paper. I want to be in paper. Okay, this part in here where the cutout is called a viewport. Okay, while I'm in paper space, make sure I'm in paper. I'm going to click and highlight that border right there, and you'll see I get the 4 little squares and then the ones in the middle, and then I'm just going to hit my delete key so it goes away. Now if I go back to model space, that my title block is still there. I'm fine. Go back to layout. Okay, I'm going to make sure on my layer, so I'm going to go to home, and I want this to be on border because I'm going to draw my border right now. Okay, to draw the border, I'm going to draw a rectangle, so I'm going to go up here to rectangle. Now my start point I'm going to put at 0.25 comma 0.25. This lower corner here is 0, so I'm going to go up a quarter over a quarter. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, and you'll see my rectangle, and I'm going to do @ sign, so relative from that point. I'm going to type in 10 comma 7.5. Okay, so now I have my title block here, I mean my border there. Okay, now what I want to do is copy, okay, from model space my title block and put it on my border. So I'm going to go to model. Now I'm just going to take and highlight everything. I'm going to take anywhere except in touching one of these, so I'll just pick anywhere, right click. I'm going to go to clipboard, and you'll see cut, copy, copy with base point, paste, and then blocks and everything else. So I'm going to copy with base point, which means I'm going to give it a base point, and I'm going to pick this lower right hand corner and click on it. Okay, so it found that base point and it copied everything. I'm going to go back into layout. Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm in paper here. I'm going to right click, clipboard. I'm going to put paste. Since I gave it a point, it wants to know where I want. I'm going to pick this lower point right here. Okay, so now I have my title block. Okay, and this will be our template. So what we'll do whenever we make a drawing, this is where we will start. Okay, now to do that, I'm going to go up here where the big A is, and I'm going to just hover over Save As. Don't click on Save As, but hover over it, and here you'll see Drawing Template. Okay, it saves it as a DWT file, a template file. Now it wants to put it under a folder called Template. Okay, if you're doing this at home, it's yours, that's fine. But in class, what I want to do, and so I can move it around, I'm going to hit this down here. I'm going to go to my flash drive. Okay, and I'm going to call this, what did I call this? I'm going to call this CAD 101 A size inch template, and then pick Save. It's going to come up and wants to know if I want a description, so I can do this, and I can put A size inch template for CAD 101 class, and then pick OK. Now whenever I start a new drawing, I will open up that template, and this is where it will be. Okay, now I want to do something else before I do that, and I want to save it again because I want to go up here and I want to put this on layer 0. Okay, so that when I start, it's going to put it on layer 0. So then I'm going to go up to here and I'm going to save it again, Save As, Drawing Template. I'm going to go to my flash drive. I want to replace that. That description is fine. Okay, so now it is saved. Alright, we have our A size border. Now we need an A size inch border. Now we need a metric border. Now this is going to go much quicker because I'm just going to take what we have and I'm going to use it in our metric. What I need to do first is I'm going to go up here to where it says New. Click on New, and I want to use the ACAD ISO.DWT. That is our metric, so that way it's going to call up our metric, and I'm going to pick OK. Alright, now if I type in units here, you'll see that at decimal, here's my precision. I might want to change that to probably 0 on that for millimeters. You'll see the insertion scale is millimeters. Okay, we're good with that. We're going to pick OK. I'm going to go to my layout. Again, I'm going to delete this viewport. Now, this is set for an A4 paper, which is a metric size, an ISO size. It's not quite the same as an A size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this because our printers are going to use A size paper. So I'm going to go down here where it says Layout. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to go to Page Setup Manager. Here you'll see here's Layout 1, and I'm going to pick Modify. Now here you'll see the paper size. It's ISO and A4, which is 210 by 297 millimeters. I'm going to change that to be an ANSI A 11 by 8.5 inches. Okay, because that's the paper that I want to use. Now I can set this here. Okay, I have a Brother printer, so I'll pick that. If not, it'll just take a generic printer, and I'm going to pick OK. I'm going to pick Close. Now you'll see the dotted line here. That is what our printer will print. Right now this is an A size piece of paper. This is where the printer can print. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my inch template. I'm going to highlight this whole thing, the title block and the border. I'm going to right click somewhere. I'm going to copy with base point again. This time I'm going to pick right down here. Okay, it copied it. I'm going to go back to this drawing. I'm going to right click and I'm going to pick Paste. Okay, and I'm going to put that at 6.35 comma 6.35, which is the metric equivalent of 2 1/4, I mean 1/4 and 1/4 that we used on our other drawing. I'm going to pick OK. Okay, you may notice that it might be a little too small here. Okay, that's because AutoCAD actually doesn't really think in inches and meters. So when this says it's 200 units, and this is 10 units, so you can see it's kind of small. So I'm going to go up here and change the scale of this that I just put in here. So I'm going to go to scale, and I'll highlight that whole thing that I copied. I'm going to zoom up here. I'm going to hit enter. It asks me for a base point. I'm going to click right on this point, and for the scale I'm going to put 24.5. Or is it 25.4? Okay, 25.4, which is our scale from inches to metric, and I'm going to hit enter. I'll zoom out. Now you'll see that that piece of paper fit on there really nice. Okay, you'll also see if I go up to the layers that it took the border, title block, and title text layers. Notice it didn't take the construction because we didn't copy the construction. Okay, and we don't really need it. If we need it, we can make it over again. Alright, so now I need to make one more little change here. I need to change our tolerance because those are for inches. Zoom up right here in our tolerances, our tolerance block. Don't be afraid to zoom up on stuff. So if you're working on something you can't see what you're doing here, I use my scroll wheel and just zoom up. Now to edit this, I'm just going to double click on it. You'll see I go into edit. I'm going to change decimal here to mm. Okay, I'm going to change this one to x. Okay, space %p 2.5. I'm going to put x point x %p 0.25. Okay, I don't have fractions, so I'm going to highlight this. X point xx %p 0.13, and the angular is fine, and then just click anywhere. Okay, so now I have my title block ready for that. So again, I'm going to go up to here, hover over Save As, Drawing Template. I'm going to go to my flash drive again, and I'm going to change this to millimeter template. Okay, and I'm just going to call this CAD 101, and I forget what I called the other one, metric A size template. Pretty sure it wasn't that, but that'll do. Okay, and I'm going to save it. Alright, so those are our two templates that we created. I've got the inch template and I've got the millimeter template. Now, I don't like that being green text, so I'm going to go up here to layer properties, are actually easier. I'm going to hit this down arrow, and where the title text is, I'll just click on the color. Okay, and I'll make this color 7, which is white, which turns out to be black on here. Okay, and then I'm going to go File. I need to Save As Drawing Template, and this is to my flash drive. It's A size inch. Replace that. Okay, this one here I'm going to do the same thing. Change that title block to 7, which is white. Nicer there. I want to make sure that my current layer is 0. Save As. Whoops, see, now I don't want Save As, but it'll work on this. See, if notice it changes it to a DWG, which I don't want. So I'm going to go click on here, just hover over Save As Template. Okay, I need to go back to my flash drive. This is millimeter, save. I want to replace it, pick OK. Alright, that is it. Now we have our two templates. Okay, the next video I'm going to do is going to show you how to use those templates in a drawing. That'll be the next video, not this one.